What is up, everybody? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel today. I have a really good one. We're going to be talking about the Exoton KPB-306s. They are bookshelf speakers, monitor speakers, TV speakers. They could just be nice speakers in a small to medium-sized room, so they can get a lot done for you. I really did enjoy them, so it's going to be a really good review today, and we're going to get all into them. So thank you guys for being here. Just got to quickly say it's a new year. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, subscribes, and shares. We have membership now on the channel, so please check that out. Got some extra content, behind the scenes types of things you can take a look at. Also have super thanks out, so please, if you guys enjoy the content and want to, hook me up, it's all going to continue to make content for you guys if you guys are enjoying it. So thank you guys so much. I want to say thanks as well to Exoton for providing the speaker for me. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. But just remember, I'm still going to do my research, give it to you as easy as possible, give you pros and cons, and always give you an honest review. So thank you guys so much again. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And thank you so much. Please join the Martini Nation and let's continue to grow this channel. All right, let's get into it, guys. We have the KPB-306s. This is the box that it comes with right here. Very well packed, and it does come with a few items that we want to talk about what is in the box, because that's how we do it here on the channel. And you will get a nice instruction manual. It is very, very good. We're going to open this bad boy up. I'm DJ Martini Midwest. I didn't need to open this and actually take a look inside and see, but it's actually really nice. Has everything you need to know in here. Talks about the speaker cords, all the buttons and everything. So very, very well laid out. And once again, this was laid up right on top of the box, so it was really nice and easy to find. So 6 inches, the KPB-306 high-end median Exoton 6-inch active hi-fi bookshelf speakers. So very nice. And they do have a little scanning code at the bottom, QR code. So very, very nice. Now, also in the box was this box, which contained 2 AAA batteries for the remote, which is right here. Pretty decent remote. Actually, it doesn't, like, some of them are really, really like cheesy, cheap feeling, but this actually feels like a normal like TV remote that you would get. So not too bad. Has just the normal features that you would see. Right there, auxiliary, volumes, to change the channels if you're, or change songs and stuff for USB. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Has a power button, a mute button, all the auxiliary, optical, coaxial, USB, Bluetooth, and it has a repeat button. And then it does say for the bass, so we'll look into that. And then the treble and bass controls as well. So it does have treble and bass control, which people are going to love that. Other than that, it did come with the power cord. So we do have the power cord, and it did come with the speaker wire, which has the nice little clips on it, so they can just go right into the back. So very, very nice. So it's all ready to go. Like I said, really easy to use, really easy to hook up, which we'll show you. And very, very nice. Now, these do cost $199, which I still think is pretty good because you're getting a pair. You're not just getting one. Usually you're buying monitor speakers, bookshelf speakers. You're paying one and they're probably like $99. So you're getting a pair, plus a lot of the times you don't get the accessories. You don't get a remote. You don't get speaker cable or wire. And so it's nice that it comes with those little extra things to just sweeten the deal at $199. I still think that's a really good value for these speakers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the speakers now. So really, really nice. They have a wood grain finish, which is a veneer, but still a nice construction. It's still a nice wood construction. But from what you look, their only seam is on the bottom. And other than that, they look very, very nice. You do see a seam on the bottom there. But other than that, it's very well laid, like on the tops. They did it right. They did it right. It looks pretty good. On the back, very clean. Absolutely does look very nice. Nice. Got to hold these up. These actually have some weight to them. They get made from some good I'm guessing MDF board. So very, very nice in here. They have nice grills, but the most impressive thing is the speakers. And I almost want to be like, oh, because these things look impressive. Look at those glass woven. Oh man, that looks good. It's a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, but those speakers look fantastic in there. You almost just want to leave them like that, right? You know, you just want to show them off. Yeah, they look very, very nice. All right, so we're gonna leave that one there. Now, the big one, which is the actual amp unit. These are 80 watts, so they're 40 each. But they're by amp too, so they have separate amps going from the small speakers to the tweeters, and so you know you don't get any issues with that. So very, very cool. That's bi amped, 40 watts. So 40 watts one speaker, 40 watts to the other speaker, 80 watts total. So. And I can definitely believe that on this one because the sound was really pretty good. So here's the back, and we're gonna get a little bit better view of this here in a second when I'm showing you hookup. But you have basically the power cable right here, hookup, on and off, speaker wires, and it does say plus and minus, so you can see that, and tons of ways to hook in. So you have coaxial, USB, optical, which is you don't see that on these types of speakers, so that's kind of cool in my opinion. You have HDMI ARC, so we'll talk about that, but nice that it has that feature. And then you have right there, this is an output for a subwoofer, so a coaxial subput output, which is cool. So like home theater type things. And then you have the RCA input there, which is the aux. You do have ports in both speakers, and the ports look very nice as well. And like I said, they look really good. So you're either going to love them or hate them. You're either going to love the dark walnut look, which you're seeing here, or you're not, you know. And like I said, the only place that I saw a seam is on the bottom. So I'm going to take just to show you guys this. So this is a little different. This one, and that's why I almost say you want to keep the grill off, because look how clean that looks. And then you do on the bottom have your little clear screen, because that's where your LCD is, and we'll see that here in a second. But that looks clean, guys. That looks very clean. And I almost, because this one has, some people are not going to like this, I'll tell you that, but it has the beautiful Exoton logo, but on this one it does not. And I need to take the little, but I haven't wanted to pick at it yet, but I need to take this off here, the little screen protector here. Yeah, I'll have to do that later, but it still works with it on, but I am going to take it off. I'm not going to keep it on there, but that's my only issue with this, is I don't like the way this looks. And that's just my personal opinion. You can see there, I wish it had a logo on it. Even if they would have like printed one or something, embossed it in here or something that still had the logo, because I get it. You have to have a screen so you can get the remote through, so you can use the speakers, those types of things. But just people like things that look uniform. And so, yeah, I would love to have some kind of Exxon logo, or even embossed in here, or just something that you could put on here. And I'm sure that the remote still work through that. So, but yeah, that's one of the things that I will talk about here later. All right, guys, we are back. I want to get you guys a close-up so you can really take a look at what we have here. And like I said, you have mode, you have your forward and reverse. You also have a Bluetooth button here, so you can hold it for Bluetooth to get that process going. You also have, this is play, pause, forward, reverse, bass boost, volume, and then you have the tons of ways to hook into this. You have auxiliaries, RCAs, you have an RCA sub out, you have HDMI ARC in, you have an optical in, you have a USB port here, and you have coaxial in if you need to go that way. But very, very cool. I do like the subwoofer out though, because now you can hook it up to a powered subwoofer that you have, so you can have a really 2.1 stereo sound system. You also have, you know, these are the banana plug type ports here for your left and right speaker outputs. You have your plug-in here and your switch for on and off. Very, very nice. Just want to take a look at these speakers again. Really easy to take these grills off. You just grab it with your finger here, and just pull down and they come right off. They fit really nice. And then like I said, that speaker looks great. Just beautiful in my opinion. And like I said, the speakers look great too. Like the only place that you see a seam on this veneer is on the bottom, and I think they look great. Let me show you guys how to hook this up. Not too hard at all, including we'll show Bluetooth as well here in a second. But so yeah, you're going to use your power cable that is provided, and we're going to go right here. And then of course you're just going to plug in to the wall. Then with the speaker wire that was provided, they're kind of like banana plugs, but a little bit different. But yeah, we just want to go red to red and black to black here. So we're going to go right here into, this is the powered unit. This is what provides the power and for everything to work right. We're going to flip this around. And then we're going to hook red to black. And I just make sure these are tight too, so they're not. But other than that, that's it. We're hooked up. Now you just have to hook up a source. So whether that be, like I said, your TV, you want to go optical, you want to go HDMI, you want to go RCAs, like I said, we go white to red, and then we'd be ready to go. And you could plug this into a computer. You could plug this into a phone. You could get an adapter and plug it into a USB Type-C phone, which is probably how I'm going to show you guys, or I might use my tablet. But yeah, and the adapter I'm talking about is something like this. You might have an adapter like this, and you can just plug it into here, and now it can go to any tablet, phone, an Android device with the USB Type-C. So very, very cool. Now, also, this does have Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth 4.2, but still Bluetooth, and so you can absolutely hook it up to Bluetooth as well. So lots of ways to go in. You can also make it a 2.1 system with that subwoofer out. Like I said, coaxial. You can play USB, so we'll do that here in a second as well. All right, we are back, and we're going to give you a quick sound test on these bad boys, the KPB-306s. Like I said, I think they look fantastic. Here's your LCD screen down here, and I'll bring this up, see if I can show this to you guys really quick. But yeah, you can definitely see, and it tells you exactly what you're on. It says aux there. So it's a very nice, clear screen, so you can definitely see everything on it. And it'll say, let's see, you'll just go through it right here. I'm going to be using the remote. And so we do have power, so I'm going to power them off. They are on standby right now, and then I'll power them back on. And you see them go. It's on auxiliary right now. They do have a mute, and it will put a little mute sign in the corner here. They have optical, like I said, optical, coax, auxiliary, USB. It doesn't say USB, but it does have USB, and USB, it will engage as soon as you put a USB card in there, which I have here. And then it has the Bluetooth button. It has bass, so bass goes all the way up to +8 and -8. And then treble, you have treble here, and it goes all the way up to +8 to -8. So, all right, but I'm going to leave it on flat. I want it just flat so you can get just what it sounds like. So pretty easy operation on there. So I'm going to give you a sound test, but I'm also going to show you Bluetooth and just show you that what it'll ask you for Bluetooth. So we're going to put it in Bluetooth mode, and you can do that on the remote, or there's a button on the back as well. So once you put it in Bluetooth, it'll start flashing, and when it's flashing, that means it's in pairing mode right now. So it automatically kind of does that. So let's go ahead and get this going here. And then this is an Android tablet, so it'll be a little different for Apple, but it's still easy. Just go to your Bluetooth options, hit Bluetooth, and then it'll start scanning. And then on the very bottom, it'll show you which one it'll be. And I just wanted to show here that on an Android, it's a little bit different. You got a couple more little steps that you have to do. Trying to get to the settings here. So then on an Android device, you go to connect devices, and then you'll pair a new device. And then it'll look for the device, and right now it pops up. You see it says Exoton right there. So you'll just connect the Exoton here. Pairing. And and we are connected. You heard the little beep that we are connected to this tablet. Now, unfortunately, I can't play you any music on this tablet because I don't have any royalty-free music for you, but I do have it connected via RCA cord to those augs out, and I have it hooked up to the laptop behind me. So let's go ahead and go to auxiliary. And Bluetooth does sound really good. Even though it's 4.2, it sounds really good. Great volume, great quality. Yeah, it just sounds good. But we'll go ahead and play my little demo here. All right, I'll give you a little hip hop. All right, that gives you kind of an idea on a few different things out there. I do want to show you the bass boost, so we are going to see if we can find something here that I can do. I'm going to hit that bass boost, and you just hold the button. There we go. All right, and you see I did pause it from the remote there, so very, very cool. Let's also show you the USB. We'll throw a USB in the back here, and like I said, as soon as you plug in a USB, it'll start going to the music. All right, so as soon as you push that USB in all the way in, that was my issue that I had, it will start playing, and so you'll get USB, and it does kind of take priority over other things. So it does work with the USB. You can see that it was playing quite well there. All right, so that concludes all the sound test bites and everything. Let's go ahead and give you some pros and cons and get you out of here. All right, we are back, and let's go ahead and give the quick review, pros and cons, and final thoughts. So, quick review, the KPB-306, exotonaudio.com is where you can find them, and they are $200. They are bookshelf speakers, but aka monitors, desktop, could use them for home theater as well. They do have that 1-inch right here, dome silk tweeter. They do have 5 1/4 glass fiber woven mid-range bass drivers, which, oh man, they do look really, really good. They are hi-fi. They do have that true stereo sound with Bluetooth 4.2 and a remote. They do have that walnut finish. They are versatile with the connectivity with optical, coaxial, HDMI, ARC, USB, RCA. They're really fantastic for the way you can actually hook into them. They are made for small to medium-sized rooms, and they do have a couple extras with the port in the back for great bass response. The remote, of course, again, and they are bi-amped, so you can, they will separate, you know, what's coming out of the woofer and what's coming out of the Silk Dome tweeter, so you know it won't affect anything. But they do have 40 watts and 80 watts total. So 40 watts this side, 40 watts that side, 80 watts total. And then you do have, they are 17.5 pounds, so they are well built, good construction on the wood, and once again, good construction on the way they put that veneer on here. It looks really good in my opinion. The only place that you see an issue is the bottom with the seam. So very, very cool. My personal pro is the looks. Again, like I said, I think they're very well constructed. These drivers, man, they look really good. They do look fantastic. They totally impress me. The sound is good. You get really good clarity, crisp, good sound. The bass is okay. It's got good tones. Not super bassful. The bass boost does help on certain genres, but some genres you might want to take that off to keep it nice and crisp. The speaker is actually labeled very well on the back, so you have all the buttons and everything's labeled nicely, so you know exactly how to use it. So it's pretty easy to use as well, and includes everything that you need. Like I said, speaker wire, the cables, the speakers, instructions, everything you need to get going is in the box. So very, very cool. I wouldn't be me if I didn't have a couple negatives. And the first one that comes to mind, and I know this is very nitpicky and I understand why they did it, but once again, the grill. So the grill has the Exoton logo on one side, and then this is on the other side. So I wish they maybe like would have put screens like this in both of them, and then just put a little like an Exoton logo off to the side so it looks symmetrical. You want them to look the same, and this does not look the same. And I understand maybe even if they put like some kind of Exoton sticker on here that was like, I wouldn't say like see-through, but like a little sticker. But I understand that through this you have to be able to see the screens. You want to be able to see the words in there. So I understand. So I'm getting a little picky here, but I just wish they looked symmetrical. And I understand why they did it. Like I said, you want to be able to see through the screen plate to be able to read what's on the speaker. I get that. I just think there could have been another way that maybe you put this on both speakers, and then you put a little your logo on the side or something, or the top, just so they look symmetrical. That's my little pet peeve, I guess, on these speakers. But like I said, for how good they look, I probably will just leave the grills off of them and let you enjoy the way they look. Another thing was the auxiliary. When I physically corded my iPhone just seemed like it had lower volume when I physically corded it. When I used it through Bluetooth, no problem. Sounded fantastic. All the devices sounded fantastic. And I did test everything. So it would have took forever to show you me using it on a TV, me using it on everything. So I checked the volume levels. Everything sounded good on everything. But for some reason, my brand new iPhone 17, the volume was a little bit lower when I physically corded it. So that's just something that I wanted to bring up to you guys, just so you know. The other thing is the looks. I wish they came in a couple different colors, at least white and black, and then the wood color. I would love to see a white. Oh my God, these things would just pop. And I think a lot of people will agree with me. So hopefully in the future, if they get some good sales on these, they can do some different colors with them. I think that would be awesome. And like I said, this is just getting a little bit picky, but you notice that you do have bass and treble on here. And I don't know if that's zooming in there, but on the remote to be able to adjust the speakers. And that's why you need the sensors and everything going through here. But on the back of this speaker, you have buttons here, but there's no way to, you have bass boost, you have the controls for USB stick, you have your modes, you have your volumes, but you have no way to adjust the bass and the treble. So I wish on this somehow they had an actual volume knob, an actual bass knob, and an actual treble knob. Because if you lose the remote, then you're out of luck on this, or the remote breaks, you're out of luck to be able to adjust certain things on the speakers that might be important. And I think those might be important. So I think that's a good little idea for the future in the design on some of these. If we can actually kind of just change that up so you can still do everything on the speaker without the remote. So just a little thought there. But other than that, my final thoughts is I'm actually pretty impressed with the Exoton KPB-306. It really surprised me. The sound quality sounds really good, crisp, clear. All the notes, sounds are represented nicely. Still got really good bass tones there, and the bass boost can help you on certain genres of music. So I love all that. I love the quality of the work on that speaker. It looks fantastic. Really stands out. I think people really say, oh wow, that looks good. So it's going to be an eye catcher. The veneer looks good as well. Like I said, only have that seam on the bottom. You're not going to see that. So the quality and the sound is definitely delivering on these speakers. So final thoughts, definitely gets a thumbs up from DjMartiniMidwest Reviews. And I think you guys all should definitely give them a chance. Check them out. If you do pick up a pair, let me know what you think. Also, use my discount code. It'll get you a nice, hefty 15% off if you use discount code DjMartiniMidwest at checkout on their website at exotonaudio.com. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I will leave everything that you need to know in the description for any kind of, if you want to check them out, some links and the discount code, all those types of things in the description. So check that out as well. But other than that, if this is helpful at all, please give me a like, subscribe, share, comment, all those good things. And I can't wait to see you on my next video or tutorial. And also thank you, Exoton, for the item for review. We'll catch you guys all later on my next video.